Hey guys, PBT here. It's been a while since I did something like this, so I just want to take the time today to kind of go through um, a concept when it comes to trading small caps, right? That I've discovered over the years that I found to be pretty important when it comes to trading small caps, and it's something that people don't talk about much. You don't really find this around on YouTube a lot, and it's something that requires experience to kind of identify. Okay. So let me just get into the concept of this first. All right. Now, what I'm trying to say over here, or what the concept I'm trying to introduce to you guys over here is understanding the behavior pattern for small caps. So when it comes to small caps, right, there are many different small caps that we trade every single day. All right, the pattern for them is that they run during every single day. Maybe for example, on day one we be trading ticker A, B, C, and D and E, but on Tuesday it's gonna be F, G, H, I, J, K. So it's gonna be very different every single day, right? And you can't really expect yourself to be like, oh, I'm gonna be focusing on ticker A this entire week because sometimes ticker A might just be forgotten, right? What drives this price movement, this all these movements over here is volume. And if you look at this over here, all right, this is an example, right? Let's say this is stock A, okay? And this is stock B, right? Now, both of them have the similar bull flag pattern. Okay, both of them have similar bull flag pattern, right? For example, but you see, the thing is, on textbook bull flags, they generally say this is gonna break out and go, right? And this is basically a setup. All right, sometimes bull flag can break down too, right? Don't ever think that just because it's a bull flag means it's gonna break out. But the thing is, if both of them have the same sort of pattern, right? How would you know which one is going to be um, the one that actually can break out from? Right. So the number one thing right now is volume, and number two, the second thing right now is going to be understanding the behavior of the stock. Okay, so let me just bring your attention to these two stocks today. Right, number one is going to be ASST. Right, I'm going to remove this over here. So number one is going to be ASST. Right, and the second one is going to be um second one's going to be KDLY. Now, first off, right, we talk about these tickers over here. What is their category, right? And if you look at this small article that I have over here for you guys, right? So just look at this over here. Okay, you can clearly see that ASST and KDLY, they are under the Bitcoin category type of play, right? Where they have a merger with ASST has a merger with Stripe Asset Management, Nakamoto Holdings with KDLY. Now, we don't really have to care too much about the details, right? The in-depth details of it. You just have to understand that these two plays are crypto merger plays. And if you look at this action over here for ASST yesterday, right? We look at yesterday's action. You can see that ASST yesterday, overall side of things, was actually going down, right? But if you compare this to KDLY, all right, if you compare this to KDLY, let me show you guys over here. If you compare this to KDLY, the overall action was a little choppy, but in the end of the day, it went up, right? So understanding this means that there is an inverse relationship with how KDLY acts and how ASST acts. But you got to understand, right? Both of them are in the same bundle. So why is it that KDLY is going up, right? But ASST is going down. There has to be, it's either ASST is lagging or they needed KDLY to drop first before volume can rotate back into ASST. If you look at this over here today morning, ASST had an insane, or rather a very nice, very stable, nice trend up, right? Very, very nice, stable trend up over here. And then on open, once it broke through this ascending triangle pattern, you can see that volume just immediately went up pretty nicely, right? And if you look at this over here for KDLY, right, the pattern for this over here is it went up, sure, but overall it started going down, which again gives us further conviction that ASST is going to be the one play that was supposed to do what KDLY did yesterday, but didn't do it. So it was more of a lagging indicator. So you can see both of them have the same category, right? Both of them are in the same category. They're both Bitcoin, right? But ASST had a much better structure, right? And if KDLY drops, ASST goes up. If ASST drops, KDLY goes up. That is the thesis that was provided to us yesterday, right? KDLY overall went up, ASST overall went down. But today, KDLY went down, ASST overall went up. So even if, let's say, you have like some technical analysis over there that tells you that KDLY is going to go, up, right? But based on this thesis, if ASST continues to go up, then KDLY will drop. Right? It's not a guarantee, but it gives you an outline, right, to work with so that you understand what's going on. You're not going to be lost in the trade and whatnot. And this is also the reason why, I told the team to accumulate the nines, right? Because I started seeing volume coming in, or we started to break through that ascending triangle pattern, right? Always got to have stops in case the play doesn't work out. And we got a beautiful move from nines all the way to 1350. It could be a multi-mover with Bitcoin making new highs and stuff, but it's very hard to say from here. All we have to do is just take profits on the way up and ride the rest so long as the trend does not break down. Okay, so just a very short one. Okay, got 2.6. Just a very short one over here. Just wanted to introduce that concept of understanding market, or rather understanding the small cap behavior. All right, how two different stocks interact with each other, right? And I think that's a very important notion, or rather a very important concept that is not talked about a lot. All right, okay, so if not, today was great, 100% win rate day, and tomorrow is the last day of the week. Let's end the week strong, and I'll see you guys. And also plus because Monday is Memorial Day, right? So let's end the week strong and enjoy the long weekend. Cheers.